Everyone accepted Rokuro's invitation to his place. Actually, almost everyone. First, Akiko canceled at the last moment. She said that really hit me close to home, and I thought about visiting her. It seemed like she had her heart broken once again and she needed me. Knowing her, she'd never ask for my help, cause she wanted to give me some space to be with my boyfriend.
Come on, what's with the long faces? Nobody died.
It's hard to get rid of me, and it's even harder to keep me.
Katsumi made himself comfortable on the couch and crossed his arms. He looked straight at Mizuki, who got embarrassed because of his look. I was the only one to notice that. Rokuro, Akiko called and said she won't be able to join us at tonight's seance.
You call this a seance?
Haha, honestly, it does look like that. Actually, it's more of an intervention.
What's going on with Akiko? Is she... am I the problem? Or...
Yes, Mizuki, it seems that Akiko didn't want to be here because of your relationship with Tadaki.
Great! You should pay attention to other people for a change, instead of constantly questioning every move I make.
Shut up, Katsumi. I want to know what's going on too. Either you're with us or you aren't, Mizuki. We don't like being stabbed in our backs.
I'd never, Rokuro. Katsumi, you know me best. You know I'd never do anything to hurt anybody. Not even Akiko.
Well, that's the impression you give off, Mizuki. The nicest, the most kind, the richest, the best of the best.
She actually is the nicest person I know.
Thanks, Katsumi.
Rokuro's and mine jaws literally dropped. If she's so nice, why is she getting too close with teaching assistants at the college?
Tadaki and I are not close. He was just kind to me because I was crying.
Do you usually catch your guys using sentimentality? It looks like Katsumi fell for your charm too.
Let's just stop right here.
That would be the best, or else we'll need a jury, not just a lawyer.
I regret asking about Akiko. I understand now. She's in love with Tadaki, but she's too proud to admit that.
I don't want to talk about my friend behind her back. You should be honest, Mizuki, and tell us if you like somebody, instead of circling around a guy like a vulture without asking if he's taken or not. The words just flowed out of my mouth. They were also somewhat true. Who could compete with a nice girl who's always smiling and ready to help? Actually, she was desperate for attention. She got my point. At least I thought she did. And now what?
Here's the deal. Mizuki, I found out that your father, Mr. Oshiro, is gonna sue Katsumi for data theft.
Oh, damn it, Mizuki! You didn't tell your father that you gave me the password, did you?
I had to. They had everything on camera.
Bravo, both of you.
Mizuki couldn't care less. Her pops will protect her, while Katsumi's butt will be on the line. Get ready for a cold sell, man.
Rokuro, buddy! Your father is an acknowledged lawyer, one of the best in town. Can't he do anything for me? Anything at all?
You can get out of this mess if Mr. Oshiro drops the lawsuit. We all know who in this room can influence his decision.
Mizuki was sitting with her head down and looking at her palms. She didn't notice our eyes on her, but she looked up once we all stopped talking. We were waiting for her response.
Me? You want me to convince my father to drop the lawsuit?
Yes, Mizuki. Who would want to ruin a guy's life and send him to prison only because he played hacker?
Mizuki, your father probably only wants to scare Katsumi.
Oh no, no! You don't know my father. He's not joking around. There's nothing I can do.
Won't you even try to convince your father to talk to you and forgive Katsumi?
He won't listen to me because I betrayed him. I'm an accomplice in all this.
Well, let's say our goodbyes, guys. It was nice knowing you all these years. I'm going straight to oblivion now.
Don't be like that, Katsumi.
All I can do is eavesdrop on my father whenever he talks to Mr. Oshiro. Although, that's only one side of the conversation.
I'll try to be in the office at the same time as my father. That way, I'll hear what he's talking to his lawyer.
We're eavesdropping with a glass on the wall in the digital age. Can't believe this.
If you had been doing that instead of hacking, you wouldn't be in this situation now. Let us do this the best way we know how. We don't want to leave traces online.
I agree.
Listen, there's one more thing I could do.
We're all ears.
I hope it's not more illegal stuff and cheating.
No, I was thinking about admitting my crime and accepting the punishment for it.
We all went silent. We knew what it meant. Katsumi's life would never be the same.
Why are you so silent?
I'd probably do the same if I were you. It's hard to live in constant fear.
I'm fed up with everything too. Plus, I'm also bothering my friends with my problems and my mistakes.
That's what friends are for. It's nice to have someone to confide in and who's watching your back.
You've done enough, Mizuki. I thought you were helping him, but in fact, you both got screwed.
We can't change the past, but we can learn from it. Katsumi, those people who traded the data will do that again.
That's true. And that means that I could also sell what I know.
You know the blackmailer's identities, so why not?
That might work with my father.
To rat them out, in exchange for my freedom.
I don't see any other solution. Katsumi was obviously upset. He was looking at the floor trying to appear calm, but his hands were telling a different story. He was cracking his knuckles and wrists. I was sitting next to Rokuro and I could only observe Katsumi's fight with himself. I wanted to console him. Katsumi, sometimes it's necessary to pass your battle to someone else.
The truth will be revealed, and then it's up to Mr. Oshiro to justify himself and his reasons for gathering users' data.
Mizuki had nothing to add, cause she was in a tricky position. Her father and her friend she had feelings for were at odds. However, she wanted to console Katsumi too. She approached him and put her hand on his shoulder. I twitched, surprised by her bold reaction. I saw that Mizuki couldn't wait to get closer to Katsumi. But I didn't allow myself to be annoyed by that. Katsumi and I had something special. But that was only friendship. I had no right to hold a grudge against each one of them. I paid all my attention to Rokuro. I sat on his lap and kissed him. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Katsumi watching us. Mizuki noticed that too.
Excuse me, but I really have to go home now.
Fine, I'll walk you to the door.
Katsumi and I were left alone for a moment.
Rokuro and you look like a great couple. It's a real shame I'm like this. Damaged good.
I like Rokuro very much. And you're my friend, and I'm worried about you. You're not damaged goods, you're just nuts. That made him smile. The conclusion of our discussion was that Rokuro was supposed to make the next move and present our idea to his father. It was already pretty late and my boyfriend didn't want me to go home alone. It became a bit cold outside and I stayed close to him as we were talking. I liked the warmth and the closeness of his body. We were looking at the shop windows and stopped in front of a clothing shop.
Look! I have a similar hoodie to this in the window.
Shut up, you wear a hoodie for girls?
Haha, nice one. No, I don't wear a hoodie for girls. This one is very similar to a hoodie I bought recently. We'd be a great couple if we showed up somewhere in matching outfits.
Yeah, we'd be a really cute couple.
You should try it on. Let's go inside. The shop closes in a couple of minutes. You don't want to miss your chance.
It's worth taking a look. Maybe there's one in your size. Look at me. The hoodie fits me perfectly.
You're cute. Next time, I'll wear mine too.
It's great that you noticed it in the window. And I bought it just before the shop closed.
We were in the right place at the right time. It looks great on you.
Thanks, love. I'd do anything for you. I came back home somewhere around midnight. I talked to my mom about Akiko, and she told me I was the one who should call her and apologize first. I listened to her advice. The next day, we were all living our lives and dealing with our problems, but we never forgot about Katsumi. We were all scared by the thought that one day we might not be able to see him anymore. Mizuki was in the office. She was standing next to Katsumi's desk, recalling the time when they were working together. That's when she got interrupted by a phone call from Rokuro.
Hello, Rokuro.
Hello, Mizuki. Please listen to me very carefully.
Alright.
I hope you can talk. Sorry I didn't ask.
It's okay, Rokuro. I'm alone in the office.
Great. Although it would be safer if you were somewhere else.
Never mind. I suppose my father already knows what you're going to tell me.
Well, sort of. I talked to my father and tried to explain Katsumi's situation to him.
I'm sure it was as if you were retelling him a movie plot.
There would be plenty of material for a sequel, too. Also, I said that Katsumi was willing to talk to him and Mr. Oshiro.
Alright then. Do I need to make an appointment for Katsumi to visit my father?
Yes, ASAP. And not only that, it's important that you do your part of the job, too.
I'm not really sure what you mean by that.
You're acting as if you hadn't been present last night when we talked about it. You need to confirm everything I said to my father. The stories have to match. The information we provide in exchange for dropping the lawsuit.
Understood, Rokuro. I'll do as you say.
I have full trust in you, Mizuki, because I know how much Katsumi means to you.
Is it so obvious?
I'm not judging you, I'm just saying we're on the same side.
That's right. I'll talk to you later when I have more information.
Deal. We'll tell Katsumi then. Don't tell anything to anyone before that. Plans usually fall through in such cases.
Talk to you later. I have to call my father. I'll do that for Katsumi only. Although, I believe my father's still angry.
Mizuki, you kids. What are you up to anyway? ChatLinx is not a playground, you know that.
Dad, I know you're upset. But I believe you'd like all this mess to end once and for all.
Of course I would. No one will see any good from reputation, such as our—
Katsumi would like to have a meeting with you, so that he could give you some info on the blackmailers. In return, you would drop the lawsuit.
I have no intention of seeing that fraud, nor do I want to listen to it.
Mizuki's heart started to ache so badly because of her father's answer. She felt hurt because he was calling Katsumi a fraud, and that inevitably meant she was not to be seen in his company ever again. That prompted her to make her next move.
Dad, I understand you're upset. And what if I tell you who's responsible? Will you listen to me?
Speak.
And you'll drop the lawsuit against Katsumi?
Alright, as long as I don't have to look at him.
Mizuki had to think quickly. She said the name that first came to her mind, and she didn't have the time to think about the consequences.
If you want to blame it on someone, you should know something. An assistant professor from our college is the one. All I know is that his name is Tadaki.
That will suffice. I'm glad to have my daughter back.
Goro Oshiro just hung up and got back to business. Mizuki's heart was beating like a drum, but she managed to keep her voice cool so that her father wouldn't suspect she was lying. Luckily, she wasn't standing face to face with him. Everything was easier over the phone.
Oh God! I said it! At least I protected Katsumi.